mining, fishing, crafting useful items, and battling dragons with a sword twice the size of you. Well, that's Monster Hunter. The Monster Hunter series has been around for a long time now, and the formula hasn't really changed since the first entry. You accept a quest, make sure you have all the items necessary for said quest, you go out, and then you murder things. And honestly, who doesn't love murdering things? In terms of storyline, the game centres around you, a hunter, sent to a quaint little fishing town called Moga Village by the Hunters Guild to investigate a series of earthquakes which, spoiler alert, are caused by a very large and very angry monster which you need to repeatedly stab in the face to fix the problem. The formula for the game is pretty simple. Kill monsters, harvest their organs, craft their organs into useful things like armour and weapons, and then go out and kill other monsters, harder monsters, and then craft their organs into new weapons, and keep going until you've wiped out every single living creature on the earth. It's the monsters themselves that really make this game special. The variety of creatures you'll face is extremely impressive, ranging from the velociraptor-like Jaggy to the behemoth Stegosaurus camel hybrid, Giramboros. Individual creatures each have their own characteristics and their own set of attacks and behaviour. For example, the Kurapiko can call other monsters for assistance, while a Rathian will come and defend her nest if you start breaking her eggs. Oh, come on man, that's just mean. It's these little quirks that really make this game stand out. When you're fighting these monsters, you can observe their behaviour to learn quite a lot about them. They have no visible health bar or stamina bar, so by watching out for things like limping or gasping for breath, or the fact that you've smashed their head in or cut off their tail, you can learn quite a lot about the monster that you're fighting. This plays a large part in the game overall. Suppose that you want to capture a monster rather than kill it. This grants you a better shot at getting some of the rarer materials from it. You have to trap it and tranquilize it while it's weak. Attempting to do so when it's healthy won't work out very well for you. Gathering and crafting play a huge part in Monster Hunter. Crafting a new weapon or a set of armour is a genuinely rewarding experience. Weapons can be created and upgraded into stronger weapons. Armour sets, however, can only have the defensive values upgraded, so each set needs to be created from scratch. And it's not very easy to get all the pieces you need to create a set of armour. You're going to have to fight that specific monster quite a few times to get all the pieces that you need, and this can feel like a grind at times. But fights very rarely play out the same, which can prevent the experience from becoming boring. Armour pieces provide skill points towards specific skills, which vary depending on the set that you're crafting. For example, a Bareth chest piece could provide +3 to defense. Most skills become active at 10 points, so even if I have 9 points in defense, I gain nothing at all until that last point comes in to grant me a total of 10, which would then permanently increase my defense while I'm wearing that set. Some skills can be enhanced further at 15 points, and it's even possible to attain negative skills at -10 that weaken you and give you a disadvantage in some way. It's quite an interesting system, and it allows you a lot of flexibility in how you want to play the game. You're not necessarily confined into creating a set made out of the same monster. You can mix and match, so if there's some skills you want over here and some you want over there, then why not get both? Another excellent aspect of Monster Hunter is the difference between the available weapons. The weapons essentially act as different classes. The difference between a greatsword user, think Cloudbuster Sword from Final Fantasy VII, and a bow can make you feel like you're playing a completely different game. Each weapon has a range of attacks that you can perform, and it'll take you quite a long time to master one. And if the game starts to feel a bit stale, changing what weapon you use is a sure way to make things interesting again. Some require you to be fast on your feet and evasive, like the dual swords, which offer no blocking capability but grant extra agility. Others are more methodical and slow-paced, like the lance, which you can use to block attacks and very carefully take aim at your target. Regardless of whether you're playing on the Wii U or the 3DS, the game makes excellent use of an extra screen. You can customize your interface to your liking, having things like health bars and the map either on the main screen or on the gamepad or on the bottom screen of your 3DS. You could choose to have nothing displayed on the main screen at all, or you could throw everything on there. The choice is yours. This isn't the kind of game where having a certain armor set suddenly makes you basically invincible. This game is hard. I mean it. It's really hard. Controller snappingly tricky at times, but much like Dark Souls, the game, mostly, doesn't feel cheap. And if you make a mistake, you can be punished for it. Due to the overly exaggerated animations, if you mistime a swing at a monster, you'll be left open, and you may well get your face bitten off by an angry dragon because of it. Even something simple like drinking a health potion makes you ludicrously vulnerable, so you need to think very carefully about precisely when you want to perform certain actions. The game essentially offers different difficulty levels in the form of low rank, high rank, and ultimately G rank quests. The difficulty spikes suddenly and dramatically with each difficulty, with G rank seeming to be incredibly tough at times. Sometimes you'll have to face multiple monsters which you previously struggled to deal with individually. The challenge just keeps on ramping up and up, so expect to be playing this game for hundreds of hours if you want to truly complete it. The fact that this game is so skill-based rather than gear-based makes it an extremely rewarding experience when you finally down a monster that's been stealing your lunch money and giving you Chinese burns for the last 3 hours. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate offers a genuinely brilliant multiplayer experience. By talking to the wonderful sailor cat Nico, you can be whisked off to Port Tanzia, which essentially is the multiplayer hub. From here you are offered a different set of quests facing up against tougher monsters than Moga Village. You can play locally with 4 people, and you can even cross-play between a Wii U and 3DS. Or you can navigate your way through the rather horrible online interface, which at times can make you want to slap a kitten with how archaic it is, to find a room of like-minded hunters over the internet. Sadly, this is limited to the Wii U, so no online fun for you 3DSers. Quests with 3 other people feel much more exciting, and group mechanics can really make a big play. For example, you could have a hammer user trying to KO the monster, while a longsword user tries to cut off the tail. A hunting horn player, meanwhile, is healing and buffing the group, and a bow user could be trying to inflict status ailments on the monster. This is where the game really reaches its maximum potential, and if you don't enjoy a hunt with 3 other people, then you're probably dead inside. Or maybe you just really don't like Monster Hunter, but whatever. To summarise then, the game is addictive and rewarding with its crafting system and combat mechanics. The variety of weapons and available skills provide a deep and customisable experience. Also, the game is absolutely massive. If you're looking for value for money, then there are countless of hours that can be eaten away here with just the one-off purchase, and free DLC is being regularly added. The game has a seriously high skill cap and rewards smart and adept players rather than rewarding a long and boring grind. And to boot, the Monster Hunter community is brilliant. Almost every single person I've encountered either in-game or on the Monster Hunter subreddit have been genuinely nice and friendly people. What I don't like, however, is the fact that the game doesn't offer very much in the way of detailed information. For example, I might want to create a piece of armour, and it tells me I need 3 luminous organs to do so. Well, where do I find those, and how exactly do I get them? And the skill that armour grants me, what exactly does that do? I feel like I spend half my time googling what on earth is going on, when they could simply just put this information in the game. The visuals are also starting to show their age a bit. Some textures especially look like they've just come straight out of Doom, and the online interface is terrible. Truly, truly terrible. It's slow, unfriendly, unintuitive, and if there's a connection error at any point during the process, it boots you straight back to the beginning to enjoy it all over again. In short, if you have a Wii U or a 3DS and you're looking for something big, fun and rewarding, then I would strongly recommend picking up Monster Hunter. If you forced me, with a gun, to give it a rating, I would probably go with a 9 out of 10. I'm a really big fan. I've been Blue Voodoo, and since this is my first review, I'd really like it if you could leave me some feedback. Preferably constructive, but if you feel like smashing your face into the keyboard and rolling it around, feel free. You can either comment on here, on my Facebook page, or you can tweet me, which will all be linked in the description below. Now this is the part where I beg you to like this video and subscribe to my channel, but I'm not going to do that. So instead, here is a picture of some kittens. Thanks for watching, and enjoy getting eaten alive by angry giant dinosaurs.